Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to Man Cave Meals. Today I'm going to show you a little walk around product demo of a new toy that I received in the mail last week. We're going to have a look at the Smobot temperature control system on my Kamado Joe Classic to start with, and then later on we're going to have a look at it on the Weber 26-inch kettle. So let's get started. These two pieces are the heart and the soul of the Smobot system. I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of assembling this piece. This is a cap that's designed to go on the top vent of a Kamado grill. They have two different sizes of this one, and this one is the right size to fit on my Kamado Joe. And this piece that controls the top vent with the little servo motor here just screws on here. It's a very simple application process, very easy to put on. And underneath here, if you need to have extra gasket material to make it fit on top of your Kamado, it comes with some. So I went ahead and put a layer on there where I have a good snug fit on the top of my Kamado Joe. So this just replaces the top vent cap on your Kamado, and it's got a small cable that comes off the back with a plug that runs over here to the control unit. That plugs right in here to the damper, and it's got a damper connector over here. There's a K-type coupler which looks like this for the ambient temperature probe. The ambient temperature probe comes with an alligator clip on the end, so you can clip that wherever you need it, and it plugs in right here. And then you've got two food probes. Both of the probes come with the unit, so you're ready to monitor two different pieces of meat on the grill and the grill ambient temperature all at the same time. Powering the Smobot is also very simple. On the other side, you have a USB connector, and it comes with a USB cable that will plug right into that outlet, and it's the standard B-type connector on the other side. So if you have a USB battery, you can run this guy off a battery, or it comes with one of these adapters where you can plug that in to any 120 power outlet and run it off an extension cord or whatever you like. In the testing I've done so far with this, I've just been running it on a USB battery. This guy is a miser. It uses very little power, so even a small battery will run this guy for a long time. This guy also very quickly and easily configures itself to run on your Wi-Fi system. It's a very straightforward process. You just download the app to your phone, and then when you have the app on your phone and have it set up to talk to the Smobot, you can do all of your control from your phone or your tablet, or even in a web browser on your PC. So that's the basic overview of what we've got here for a Kamado setup. So we're going to put this on the grill, and we're going to fire the grill up. We're going to set a temperature, and then we're going to cook. So I'm going to set up here for our inaugural cook with the Smobot on my Kamado Joe Classic 3. I've got a fire going here in the firebox, and I've put some pecan chunks in here. So I'm going to set my heat deflectors down here in the low position. I'm going to set my grill grates right up here on top, and I have already installed the Smobot on the chimney, so let's have a look at that. So I have the Smobot sitting here ready to go. This wire runs down to our control unit right down here, and I have that control unit set up to plug in to my USB battery, and all I've got to do at this point to get this cook started is turn the battery on and get some power. So as I do that, you'll get to watch the Smobot kind of initialize itself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the pit temperature, or let me just show you on the control unit here. What we have to do to get this cook kicked off is we're going to hit the auto button, and that's going to tell the unit that we want to control the pit automatically. And I'm going to set my pit temperature just to 225, and I think that's going to be fine. it's showing me that the current pit temperature is 97 degrees, and I have the internal ambient temperature probe running here, and I've just got it clipped with its alligator clip to the back side of my dome thermometer. So we'll let this guy go. What's going to happen is it's going to control the opening on this top vent through the computer, and it will adjust itself as the temperature comes up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the temperature come on up to 225 before we put our short ribs on, so I can come back and show you where this vent looks. And I'm also going to show you where I have the bottom vent set. You can really set this bottom vent about anywhere you want it, as long as you've got a good seal up top. But I like to set mine for low and slow cooks. Probably about right here is going to be adequate for this cook. So we'll just let our grill come up to temperature. And as I go, I'm going to take some screenshots from the app that we can come back and look at when the cook is done, and I can show you what things look like in the app. Okay, our grill's up to temp, and I just wanted you to have a look here at how tightly that's closed up on top. It's ready to go, so we'll get our ribs on here now. Okay, we'll just open our lid, and I'm going to set these ribs on here right in the middle. We're going to put these bone side down, which will mean we got that little bit of a fat cap on top that's going to be on the upside. So I'll just kind of center these up, and we're going to leave these guys in the smoke for about 3 or 3.5 hours before we come back to the next step. We're going to have a quick peek. These guys have been in here for about 90 minutes, and yeah, they're looking good here. They're taking on some nice color. So we're going to close that back up and let them keep right on going. We've been going right at about 3 hours now, and I believe these things are looking really good. See if I can get in there where the sunlight's not upsetting that. These guys have taken on a lot of nice color. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the cook, which is we're going to go to a braise. I've got my braiser here with some onion, some smashed garlic, a little bit of thyme. We've got a little bit of cumin, a little bit of coriander to complement what was in our rub, and I've got some fresh, like I said, fresh thyme in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to add beef stock, and this is the salted beef stock, and I may come back and add a little bit more to this, and beer. We're going to get this going. I think I'm probably going to add just a little bit more of both of those, and then I'm just going to pop the lid on this guy, and we're going to go back to the grill. So we'll just pop the grill back open and get this guy back on here in the middle. We're going to close the grill back up, and I'm going to open up the temperature a little bit. I want to run the temperature here up now to maybe 325. So I'm going to hit the plus button. I'm just going to use the controller here to run this on up. It's now set at 325. We probably won't see this move immediately. Well, there it went. It did move immediately. This guy's got a lid open detect feature on it, and I'm not 100% sure what the algorithm's like for the lid open on this, but we want that to come up and really simmer that inside the braiser, and that's probably going to go for another 2 or 3 hours. So we'll be back later to have a look. Okay guys, these things are coming up on being ready. We're going to have a look. I want you to have a look at that. That looks crazy, but what we're going to do next is I've mixed up just a little bit of a cornstarch slurry here that I'm going to add to that braising liquid to allow it to thicken up just a bit, because while this is finishing up, I've got some stone ground grits going inside it. I'm going to serve that over, so we'll let that finish up, let that thicken a bit while our grits get ready. All right, I think we're about done here. Just have a look at this. Does that look crazy or what? look at that sauce. It's thickened up perfectly. It's going to be the perfect consistency to drizzle over the top of these and on those grits that we're going to have. So let's get this off the grill and see about getting it plated. Okay guys, here's the finished product. I served this short rib over some stone ground grits that I've cooked. I drizzled a little bit of our thickened braising liquid on top, and then garnished that with a little bit of a green onion. So guys, that's my dinner tonight. So I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the Smobot, and I'm gonna show you some screen captures that we've done during this cook. So those ribs were delicious. That was dinner. That was amazing. And that's a cook I like to do frequently. So it was a perfect cook to run for the first test on the Smobot. All we did today was run the grill. We didn't monitor any meat temperatures or anything, but on the next cook I'm gonna do, I'll probably cook a pork butt and let it run overnight, and we'll put one of the meat probes in it so we can see that as well. So what I wanna do now is show you some screenshots from the web interface to show you what it looks like and what kind of feedback you get from the device while it's running. This first shot shows what we have right after I lit my fire and engaged the Smobot. You can see I have the grill set for a temperature of 225, and it's currently reading 144 degrees at that point. The next two blocks up there are showing NA because those are food probes that I don't have connected to anything. And the damper number over here is showing 93%, which that's a number I want to talk about here. It's kind of a deceiving number. It's a number that will appear here that's going to be between 0 and 100, but it's not telling you how much the top vent's open or closed. At my best estimate, 35 to 38% on this number is when the vent's fully closed. So anything below that's kind of irrelevant. I'd really like to see that number more representative of how far open the vent is, because otherwise it's kind of irrelevant to the situation. Maybe someday that'll be the case. But you see here we have a graph. The top line on the graph, the black line up there is your set temp. It's showing you where you've got the grill or your target temperature. The blue line is your ambient temperature, and the yellow down at the bottom is the time. It's just the baseline, and it's showing you the time. So this is the first screenshot I took right after we started the grill. So the second shot is I'm showing you not too much later. I guess we're about 25 minutes down the road here. The grill's up to temperature, and you can see that the vent damper is showing 30%, so it's probably actually fully closed. But I think I showed in the video, I have the bottom vent open maybe an inch for this cook. But you can see that the grill temp's now up to 221. So what it does now, it goes into a management mode where the computer's sending the servo commands to open it or close it to adjust the airflow as needed. The next picture here is when I put our ribs on. You can see that we had a temperature drop, and I put the ribs on, I closed it back up, and then made this screenshot. So the Smobot has a lid open detection capability. I'm not sure what that algorithm looks like or how it behaves. I'll have to ask about that and get some more details on how that works, but it's designed to not let the grill temp run away with you when you close it back up from having it open, just like most of these fan controllers have the same sort of setup where it won't overstoke your fire. So there we are at, that's about, I don't know, 5 minutes after the last screenshot. So this next screenshot, actually I'm not really sure why I did the next screenshot. It's just that It's just a couple of minutes there past that. So the following screenshot, here we go. We're down here now to the point where I'm going to change something up in the cook. This is the first 3 hours or so. I put these ribs on and left them in the smoke for 3 hours. And you can see here, this first dip over here is where I opened the grill to put the ribs on. The second dip up here is where in the video I showed you where we were at about the 90-minute mark. So we opened the grill again there. And I took this screenshot before I opened the grill to move to the next step, just so you can see how consistently close the Smobot kept the temperature to where we wanted it. You can see on that graph, it's just hugging that line. So down here at this point, we're ready to move on to the braise segment of our cook. So on this screen, you can see out here at the end, I've changed my target temperature. This is where I told the Smobot I wanted to let the grill come on up to 325, where I could get a nice simmer going inside of my braiser. And here you can see that movement. Up here on the grill temperature screen, I've got a red alert there. This is something I haven't quite figured out yet also. The Smobot allows you to set temperature alerts for your ambient temperature and your probe temperatures, but the way the ambient alert works is you set up an alert to how many degrees plus or minus you want an alert for if you get a temperature swing. So I set mine up at 30 degrees. So what that means is, since I was set at 325, or initially I was set at 225, so if my temperature would have reached 255 or 195, if it had exceeded either of those boundaries the way I had it set, I would have gotten an alert. And I got an alert here at some point. I'm not sure exactly where it came, but that red, it's showing me that I had an alert there, and I don't know how to clear that. It never cleared. It stayed red for the rest of the cook. So that's something else I'll ask about to find out what's causing that. So the next picture is just the rest of our cook, and I'll let it come up to 325. And this temperature line up here, the blue line that's showing our ambient tip, is a little jagged. And the reason it's jagged is not because it wasn't maintaining a good steady temperature. It's because I was opening and closing the grill fairly frequently during that process, because I wanted to, when I'm braising, I want to keep an eye on how tender my meat's getting, because once it gets to the tenderness level that I want, I don't want to let it go a whole lot longer. And I had opened that grill. That was about, let's see, a 2.5 hour run in the braiser. And I don't know, up here at the beginning I didn't open it so much, but out here in the last third of this, I opened it 3 or 4 times to check it, and I opened it also to put our cornstarch slurry in there so I could thicken up the braising liquid to use as a sauce on this. So that's what we look like. And this is once again, these are screenshots from the web interface rather than the phone app. I can show you. I will show you. I did these on the phone app as well. So what I'll do here is I'll pull those phone app images up, and we'll just step through them one at a time. But they're showing the exact same information that I just showed you on the web interface. I just chose to show you the web interface here because it's larger and easier to see in this horizontal format for a video. So these are all giving you the exact same information, but this is what the phone app interface looks like. It's really nice. It's really smooth. Didn't see any problems there. The phone app did not give me the same alert for that ambient temperature that I got on the web app. So once again, I'll inquire about that and see what's going on. I don't know what. It's probably something that's just something that I don't understand about the way I have it set up, because I'm new to this. I'm learning this as I go, but we're going to do quite a few more cooks on this. I think that, like I said, the next cook that I'm going to do with the Smobots, I'm going to put a big pork butt on, and we'll let it cook overnight. My pork butt method is the same. You guys that have been following me for a while know how I do it. I go low temperature smoke, 200 degrees or so for 12 hours, and then I ramp the temp up to 300 degrees, and when I'm satisfied with how the bark looks, I wrap it up to finish it, and we're finished we're always finished between the 14 and 15 hour mark, no matter what I'm doing, if I'm using a 9 to 10 pound butt. But we'll do that, and we'll have the meat temperature graph on here to look at as well. And after we've done that, I was also provided the materials I need to put the Smobot on the Weber kettle. So we'll do a couple of cooks on the Weber kettle as well, and let the Smobot control the temperature there. So guys, this thing's looking pretty cool so far. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I'll see if I can answer them. But this is tweaking my inner geek, as I like to say. I really think this is a cool toy. So let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.